coming to Colchester, the Headgate, and it features input from the Wesker family, as we've been hearing, and trade songs that Sarah herself would have sang, which is really cool.
That was our first plan, was to actually use all the strike songs that the girls had written for them. They had a book published and everything, The Singing Strikers of 28, and we found the book. We couldn't do it because all the tunes were popular tunes of the day or hymns, and they just had the names to them, and try as we might, we either couldn't find them or they just weren't that interesting and they wouldn't be popular today. There's a reason why some things don't last. So we then found a lovely book called Stand Together, and that's got protest songs in it going right back to the 15th century. So we've picked some out of that. We've got one of the Match Girls songs, we've got some of the songs that Sarah's Strikers would have sung, just little bits of them to illustrate what happens along the way. And sometimes people join in, which is nice.
That's always good fun. I'm curious to know, Lottie, when you've taken this play to different parts of the country, has the response been different, or have you noticed any differences based on where you are in the country?
Do you know, that is a really good question, because no, I haven't, but I have been so surprised by some of the responses, because we went to Cheltenham. Now, I always thought of Cheltenham as being terribly, terribly middle class, at least, and very posh, refined. And I thought something that's vaguely left wing like this is, it's not a political play. It's a play about a woman trying to survive in her surroundings in a man's world. But because of the nature of who she was, politics comes into it. But we sold out 2 shows, which, we just went there. We did 2 shows, Friday and Saturday night, sold out completely 4 weeks before we actually opened. And people came from all over. And, that's happened sort of in rural areas where you would have thought it wouldn't really have had an audience at all. And people just really sort of buy into it. And lots of people want to come and talk to me afterwards, actually, because we do a bit in it about the suffragettes and all of that. So we have the history students want to come and talk to us, and the WI want to come, and the union members. And it appeals to so many different types of people for different reasons. And it's so I've yet to go somewhere where I can say, oh, they didn't react as well, or they reacted differently, or to different things. Doesn't really happen. I mean, every audience is always different, but I've just been surprised by some of those sort of more rural and sedate places that just have really bought into it.
Well, we can check it out for ourselves when this play comes to Colchester. The Headgate, July the 16th and 17th is when you can catch it, and it's called Chopped Liver and Unions. Although I did call it Chopped Liver and Onions once, which was a bit awkward, but still. Thank you very much to Lottie Walker for sitting down with BBC Essex. It's 3:30. Let's check in on the roads with